Well, hello again. It's Foti. So you may have noticed that there is a new layout. I think I tried it the last time. Um, I'm going to simplify it a little bit. I think I like this one a little better. Same amount of wheezing. Notice I have my logo. And I also am not using the software I used last time. So the picture quality should be a bit better. Anyway, so we have a new pack, Shine Revelry, which I'm really excited to get some of the cards for, namely a Wug Trio. I really want to make a Wug Trio deck. And Giratina sounds cool. Goldengo is basically the new Celebi, but probably worse in a few ways, but also better in some other ways. We'll see. So those are some cards I'd like to try out. I'll probably do the Goldengo one first because I already have the cards. But because we're in ranked, I want to use my favorite deck that I've enjoyed, which is the Leafeon EX and Yanmega EX. Love these two cards together. Love all the healing. I just love everything about this deck. Um, Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, these first games that you're witnessing will be laughers, basically. These are probably children or people that just started playing the game that don't know what they're doing or are still learning the game. So there's not much really to commentate there. So instead, I figure I just talk about what's been on my mind lately. And it's been a while since I've been political, so let's get into that. Oh, and if you're a long-time viewer or new, I would really appreciate it if you would like or even dislike this video. Maybe leave a comment. I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. And yeah, let's just get into it. So I think the topic I want to bring up today, and I think I mentioned it in my last video, though it was less scripted than this one, and this one also is not scripted. I'm just going straight off the dome here, but performativity. I was saying it in context of being a good Christian or being a good person, a moral person, a virtuous person, however you want to define it. But um, I've been really turned off by how much content I've seen online of people that are, promoting a kind of Christianity or morality or ideology that, like it's all just aesthetics. That there's no actual substance behind it. So I mentioned, for Orthodox Christians, it's the liturgy, the incense, the icons, full prostrations when praying, um, making the sign of the cross. It's like, okay, cool. You're doing the ritual stuff. You're doing the things that people associate with the Orthodox Church, but they have the same people that are spewing, bigotry and hate and all these other things, which in my view are contradictory to the message of love, which no many people aren't even aware that's what Christianity is about. Or I've been with people that they think love is a silly thing. It's that there's hate there too or something, or that hate's okay, and it's just strange to me. It's very alien. Like I don't understand how you can be so committed to an ideology that perpetuates hate. But then again, there are people that are part of different political groups that you know their whole thing is congregating around hate and finding a group to dislike and all that. So yeah, how about these terrorists, these domestic terrorists? The ones that are defacing Tesla vehicles. So now you're labeled a terrorist if you do that. Now, I don't think property damage should be encouraged. I don't think it's the best way to protest Elon Musk or Tesla or what have you. But I do find it, pretty concerning that the people who on January 6th, 2021, that entered, the Capitol building, and we're looking to unalive politicians and forcibly somehow. I'm still not very clear on this. Stage a coup and get Trump in power again despite losing the election. They're not domestic terrorists, or at least they've been pardoned by the president. But people who graffiti a phallic symbol maybe on a car can just be bagged up and you know deported to another country and without trial or anything, and be sent to a prison. That to me is very scary, and I'm sure some people, if you're been watching this long, thank you, appreciate it. Um, you might say, oh well, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Well, that is true. You know, if you're not ready to, you know, be imprisoned for the things that you're doing, you probably shouldn't do the crime. But at the same time, though, I feel like the crime and the punishment should be, somewhat, correlative. So if it's like if you jaywalk, you get like a year in prison. Is that fair for jaywalking? If that's the case, I should be, jailed a couple lifetimes over, for how many times I've done it. I don't think there's enough years for me to count how many times I've done it. And the greater issue is it's not just defacing Tesla vehicles and stuff and all that. The bigger issue is people that you know are exercising their First Amendment rights. And I'm not talking about the defacing vehicles part. I mean people that go to rallies or use their voice to denounce the genocides occurring in the Gaza Strip and stuff. Those are the same people that are facing the same consequences, being rounded up without arrest for no cause, and being deported, sent away to who knows where, Guantanamo Bay, El Salvador, wherever. And these are people that are American citizens that are exercising literally their First Amendment rights, but because it goes against Trump and the government in charge, they aren't allowed to express those opinions, those thoughts, or those grievances. So what we have is something like there's a lot of words for what we're going through. The obvious one is fascism, but it's almost like a police state where if we don't conform to what the supreme leader wants or finds acceptable, then we may find ourselves in a precarious situation or position. And, it's really amazing in a terrible way how much damage has been done in a little over 2 months since Trump has been president. Like all the damage that's been done, how much we've undone all of our programs, all of our alliances, and our world. I'm sorry, our foreign. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word. Our foreign relations. There you go. Our foreign relations. Like I don't know why that was hard for me to spit out. But basically, our only friends are the countries that you would want to avoid being friends with or visiting. So like Putin's Russia, the guy with the bad haircut in Argentina, should know his name. These are the people that we're allying ourselves with at the expense of Europe and also Greenland and Canada, our closest neighbor. All these things that we're doing is not making us very popular on the global stage. Oh, Ukraine, of course, is the obvious one. And really, all it's doing is weakening the country. Um, it's creating distrust. Even if Trump is not going to run again, and who knows at this point, they're kind of doing whatever they want. But let's just assume that Trump will stop being president at some point. Well, it doesn't mean that all the damage that's been done will be erased and it'll just go back to normal. Why would another country trust us or want to work with us after we've basically intimidated them, cut off aid, um, you know, threatened them, or all the things that we've been doing basically. Why would another country trust us? Because even if we elect someone new, and then we just get a worse Trump, a fascist that actually is cognitively present and functioning. Like what's the point? It's like cool, we'll have like Biden again, or some other milk toast neoliberal, but then we got to deal with you know an even worse person than Trump, perhaps someone who's like more conniving or clever. I guess thankfully, the people in charge right now, though they're fascistic, they also aren't very smart. They included a reporter recently in a top secret government conversation, and it's just astounding just how like the people that have power aren't necessarily the brightest or the best at what they do. And I think we see this every single day. There's new more evidence for that fact. So um, just any silver lining. It's just because you work, a minimum wage job or a job that is not seen as, you know, um, I guess glamorous or necessarily desirable, but still is necessary or important. Don't let that deter you or, you know, lower your confidence because, there's basically monkeys in suits running things in the rest of the country. and they just happened to be, lucky or just hateful and had an audience that was willing to eat it up. Anyway, sorry for sounding so depressy wessy, but that's about it. I think we're just out of time. So rank's really fun. This deck's really fun. I'll share an image of it at the end of the video, rather than putting it in the description because no one can read anyway. Okay, goodbye.